Hello, sports fans. Welcome to the Oklahoma Sports Report. I'm Rick Heath. With me, Mark Rogers. And Mark, we are at one of our favorite places here in Norman, the Garage on Main Street. And new information. The Garage was just recently voted Best Burgers and Best Fries by 405 Magazine.
Oh, that's a great call. I can totally see that. All the food here is delicious. Plus, where else can you see the old Dinko's Cafe sign?
Yeah, the Dinko's Cafe sign that brought back so many memories well, I don't remember a whole lot about Dinko. No, but a great place. You got to come by on Main Street. Hey, they have a bunch of chorizo burger coming up in May. And they also have Rad Hours from 11 to 7 every day, and there's discounts on beers and discounts on cocktails. So come by any any garage. We just happen to be the one on Main Street in Norman. Mark, lots of stuff going on in Oklahoma. We got NBA playoffs, of course. We got OU softball in the SEC and won the SEC first year in. Patty Gasso and her team continuing to do winning things. OU baseball doing pretty well. Lots of things happening here in Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, no, May's a great time. So for the Thunder, they got to bounce back after a tough loss early on in the series and see if they can continue to win.
Yeah, that was kind of one of those things that was, unexpected. They had control of the game for the most part, and we'll talk in more detail about it in a minute. But a game that they should have won, and and for the first week, all visiting teams, all teams on the road, the first three teams on the road, won. So it wasn't unusual for the Nuggets to win, but it was kind of uncalled for, so to speak, because they didn't make very many calls. The refs didn't at the end. Hey, we are at the Main Street Garage here in Norman, where you can come by and get a new chorizo burger. Brand new here in the month of May here on Main Street and all the rest of the garages, as well as great fries, onion rings, and the rest right here at the Garage.
Experience the Trails Golf Club, Norman's premier private club. Play our beautiful 18-hole championship course with practice facilities, Bermuda fairways, and well-maintained bent grass putting surfaces. Our members enjoy social events and activities for the whole family, including active men's and women's golf associations and junior golf programs. Shop major brands like Titleist, Ping, Callaway, and FootJoy in our pro shop. Become a member of Norman's best golf club today. The Trails, where members become family.
Reveal the skin you've always wanted with Morpheus 8 at the new Laser Light. Combining the power of microneedling and radio frequency, Morpheus 8 stimulates collagen production to tighten, smooth, and contour your skin. It's a non-surgical solution for scars, wrinkles, and other blemishes, perfect for your face, neck, and body. Experience youthful, radiant skin with minimal downtime. Schedule your consultation today at the new Laser Light and discover a new you with Morpheus 8.
You are the most beautiful creation under the sun. Daily Informations. You are going to make Table 14 so happy. And you are being taken away. All right. At Neighborhood Jam, you deserve breakfast as beautiful as you. So start the day right with scratch-made favorites. Morning or midday, every day. Treat yourself to Neighborhood Jam. You're gonna taste just as good tomorrow.
T&W Tire, 40 years in the business. It's family owned, and they've got spots in Oklahoma City. They've got spots all over the Southwest and southern part of the United States. And it's more than just tires. T&W Tire can service your fleets. They can also service your personal car. If your check engine light is on, you can roll in there. They're happy to do oil changes for you. So whether you have a big company or just your personal vehicle, find that T&W Tire sign someplace, and you'll know you get great customer service.
And welcome back. Mark Rogers, Rick Heath at the garage here in Norman. Mark, let's go into the first game of the Denver and Thunder series. Everybody kind of thought Thunder would come out and make a statement. And for the most part, the first part of the game, they did. They are up 14 in the fourth quarter, and they don't lose many games like that.
Well, it was an opportunity lost because of the time that Oklahoma City had to prepare for this series and the short rest that Denver had. You look back in the history of the NBA, that it happened 6 times where a team had 8 days rest and a team had 1 day rest had played, and it was 6-0 with a 20-point margin of victory for the home team there. But the Thunder will have a chance to bounce back as the series moves along and advance, and Denver's got a great player. Jokic had a 40-20 game. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
It is impressive.
I didn't have a problem with the 40 points. I had a problem with the 20 rebounds. You know, I think that offensive rebounds were a big deal. Oklahoma City has to stop that. They have to get some offensive rebounds of their own. Those are really some of the easiest points in basketball, putbacks right at the rim. There's not a whole lot of contest about that. So the Nuggets are going to have a hard time scoring. And I think Jokic, if he can set those teammates up for good shots, that is, to me, the more difficult way to beat that team. And so I would just soon to let him score. 40's on the high side of things, but let him get his points and try to shut everybody else off.
Well, and that's kind of what I thought they did a pretty good job of. I mean, Murray was just, he was just okay.
Made 6 baskets, I think.
Yeah. And Aaron Gordon did more than he's been doing, but he's a good player, and you got to expect that sometimes. Russell Westbrook, though, getting his points was a bonus for Denver, no doubt about that. Yeah,
it's a lot of points.
And Brown didn't get a lot of points, but he got a lot of rebounds and made a big difference for Denver. And on the Thunder side, J-Dub didn't have a great game. Chet didn't have a great game. Hartenstein was pretty good. And Shea was what he always is. But they didn't get a whole lot out of the bench that we thought they would be able to do against this Denver team.
Well, J-Dub took second-tier player shots. I mean, 20 shots, that's a lot. He didn't shoot it well from the three-point line, and he only made 5 in the game. That's 25% shooting. And so the microscope is going to be on him to play as he did in the regular season or as he did in the last series. He averaged 23 points, I think, in the series against Memphis. And he needs to be a 20-point scorer if Oklahoma City wants to.
Well, they have to have a secondary scorer. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just like Denver needs a secondary scorer. Jamal Murray didn't get his. Dub didn't get his. Jokic and Shea got theirs. And that's going to be the secondary players, like you said, to step up. And who's that going to be for Denver? Who's that going to be for the Thunder? Now, one of the things that I have to point out, because it was a blatant error, and that was Mark Daigneault fouling up 3 with 10 seconds left or 11 seconds left, and Jokic on the bench.
Well, I think in an NBA game, if it's down to 2 seconds or 3 seconds, and you think, okay, all we have to do is stave off one possession here.
Yes.
You can foul and send to the free throw line, but you don't want to get into a situation where you're forcing your team to make 8-10 free throws at the end of the game.
Well, especially
that's a lot to ask in a pressure situation. So I think, you want time to elapse off of the clock, and especially when Jokic is on the bench, that team becomes much easier to defend without that, so you don't worry as much about them getting a 3 with him on the bench because he's not there to facilitate offense or make a 3 of his own, which he did earlier.
Well, he can make a 3 from anywhere, as we've seen in the highlights.
That's correct, and he hit some incredible 3s in his playoff history in games, and so I thought that was a massive error for Oklahoma City. It's not one that they can't overcome, but I think that was a terrible coaching error.
Well, and that is a Scotty Brooks-esque kind of mistake, because he was locked in on analytics. Mark was locked in on the analytics say this. And so he has instructed his team that as soon as the ball comes in, foul.
Well, if the analytics say this, then chalk that one up in the analytics as one that it didn't work.
Yes.
The foul, I mean, like the result, it's a result-oriented business, and analytics, all they are is a measurement of the results of actions. And so the fouling didn't work last night. So it doesn't always work.
And that's one of the few things that I've seen that Mark was, he wasn't out-coached by the other team, he out-coached himself.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And so that's one of the things that about that game that'll stand out for a long time. So adjustments have to be made on both sides. Your idea, what would be the first adjustment you would make?
I would say grab rebounds. I mean, that's important, whether it be between Isaiah Hartenstein or maybe even a potentially smaller lineup. I think Oklahoma City, you saw what happened last year. You got out-rebounded in the postseason, and so you went out and you paid Isaiah Hartenstein $30 million to come in here and fix your rebounding situation. He did that during the regular season. He had a bad game in game one. He's got to step up and play better.
Well, and when there's only one big on the court, the Thunder are pretty small.
That's true.
I mean, they've got, the only one they've got is J-Dub, and J-Dub's not a powerful rebounder. He's a all-around player, but he's not a powerful rebounder. And the other guys weren't boxing out. They weren't putting a body on somebody. Aaron Gordon got 4 rebounds in the last 2 minutes, and 2 of them were putbacks.
7 offensive rebounds in the game. That's
yes.
2 minutes.
So anyway, that was kind of the mistake that Thunder made. They need to make adjustments, and I'm sure they will. Hey, we are at Main Street Garage, in the garage on Main Street, however you want to put it. But it's got best burgers and best fries voted by the 405 magazine. Come in and enjoy the new chorizo burger here at the garage. We'll be right back after this.
Reveal the skin you've always wanted with Morpheus 8 at the new laser light. Combining the power of microneedling and radio frequency, Morpheus 8 stimulates collagen production to tighten, smooth, and contour your skin. It's a non-surgical solution for scars, wrinkles, and other blemishes, perfect for your face, neck, and body. Experience youthful, radiant skin with minimal downtime. Schedule your consultation today at the new laser light and discover a new you with Morpheus 8.
You are the most beautiful creation under the sun. Daily Informations. You are going to make Table 14 so happy. And you are being taken away. All right. At Neighborhood Jam, you deserve breakfast as beautiful as you. So start the day right with scratch-made favorites, morning or midday, every day. Treat yourself to Neighborhood Jam. You're gonna taste just as good tomorrow.
Experience the Trails Golf Club, Norman's premier private club. Play our beautiful 18-hole championship course with practice facilities, Bermuda fairways, and well-maintained bent grass putting surfaces. Our members enjoy social events and activities for the whole family, including active men's and women's golf associations and junior golf programs. Shop major brands like Titleist, Ping, Callaway, and FootJoy in our pro shop. Become a member of Norman's best golf club today, The Trails, where members become family.
And welcome back. Oklahoma Sports Report. Mark Rogers, Rick Heath here on the garage on Main Street. And not just any garage, but it's a burger garage. That's right. With over 8 garages around the metro area, you too can have a garage near you. Voted best burgers and fries by 405 magazine. Come in and enjoy the new chorizo burger or the special and Rad Hour, 11 to 6 every day. Discounted beers and cocktails. Mark, another thing this spring that's become an every spring occurrence for Patty Gasso and her softball team. For the first year in the SEC, OU softball wins the SEC.
Yeah, that's a great accomplishment. They swept Texas, which is a big deal coming in. Didn't go so well at Florida, where they lost 2 out of 3, but they did enough to get there. And the top 4 in the SEC, man, that is tough this year. They had Tennessee, you've got Texas, you got Oklahoma in there with Texas A&M, who Oklahoma didn't play in the regular season. And so now all those teams are at the SEC tournament, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, you know, it's the most, to win the SEC in your first year in the toughest softball conference in the country is remarkable. But that's not anything Patty Gasso and her squad hasn't been doing. But this is the most inexperienced OU softball team in years, and yet she was able to get that inexperience through and win the SEC. I mean, one of the great coaching jobs by Patty Gasso.
Yeah, if you look at going into that final series with Florida, Oklahoma had 90 home runs and 41 of those were hit by freshmen. So she's recruited really well. At some point in time when you have a dynasty like OU does, you're going to have to reload and rebuild, and it looks like that they've done a really nice job with that. They're going to go into the NCAA tournament with a really, really high seed. You know, they're going to get to play 2 rounds of home games at Norman, at Loves Field. They're going to have a big home field advantage, and so they've got the road laid back to Oklahoma City, where they also have a crowd and on their side, and see if that can spur them to another national championship.
One of the things that they're going to need to do, I mean, is find a secondary pitcher. Sam Landry's done really well.
Sam Landry's been awesome.
But they have to find that secondary, that second line pitcher that can help get them through. Because even in a spread out tournament, Sam Landry's not going to be able to pitch every inning.
No. And they've looked.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's not a whole lot of hope that they're going to have a miraculous find of a new pitcher.
Well, now in the past, they've had pitchers that didn't do so well coming into the postseason, and all of a sudden did well with Jen Rocha kind of helping them along. We're hoping the same thing happens if you're an OU softball fan this year.
So Jen Rocha is an excellent pitching coach. I agree with you. And I think you have to let the past be the past. And everybody talks about this and said, oh, yeah, OU's really good, but man, they only got one pitcher. So you have to build confidence in Deal, and you have to build confidence in some of the other pitchers on that staff, that when they go out there, hey, we don't need you to win all these games you lost in the regular season. You just have to go out today, give us 6 innings and maybe give up 2 runs and let the offense do the rest.
And let the offense do the rest. And then, if you got to piecemeal the rest of the last 2 innings, so be it.
Yeah.
I mean, Sam Landry can come in and close out 3 outs.
Right.
Even if she's pitched 160 pitches like she did against Florida.
Yeah.
She came back on Saturday and tried to help stem the flow. So, I mean, she can do that, and OU can do that. So I look forward to seeing what they're able to do in the SEC tournament, what kind of seed they get in the NCAAs. They're going to get a home, like you said, they're going to get a home appearance at Love Field for probably even the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, super regional for sure. Yeah, OU will be a top 1. They'll be 1, 2, or 3, I think. No lower than 3.
Yeah. OU baseball doing well, 17th in the country. Still got a few games to play before the SEC tournament down in Alabama, but they're setting up well. Their pitching is held up and doing well.
Yeah, Kyson Witherspoon, I mean, he's amazing as their Friday starter. They go to Kentucky. They really need 2 of 3 there. That gives you a little bit of a buffer because you come home and you face Texas at the end of the season. Texas just got swept at Arkansas, but Texas had only lost 2 SEC games going into that. And OU, I think they'll hope to have. They've had some great crowds this year, and I think even if going to Kentucky and taking a couple of games there will give Skip's team some confidence, and I think have the fans want to come out and really make a difference against Texas, because I think it's important for OU to have a regional back here again. And like they did a year ago.
They're so much better. Just about any college team is better at home. I mean, it's hard to be a road warrior, and go, and some teams can do it. But it's always better to be at home and knowing where your home field advantage is.
Well, and I got a great piece of advice to you, that you need to come here to Rad Hour and have some of the happy hour beers at the garage instead of going to the baseball game and having the $18 beers that they serve there. So it can truly be a rad time here.
You can have, then you can be rad at the game.
Then
you can be rad at the game. Because, hey, for $18, you can get at least 3 beers here at the garage.
Better.
I know that, not even discounted.
Better strategy than Dagnall.
Yeah, there you go. That's a lot better strategy late in the game like that. Hey, we are at the garage on Main Street in Norman. Please come by and take advantage of that Rad Hour. 11 to 6, 7 days a week with discounted cocktails and beers. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Final segment, Oklahoma Sports Report. Rick Heath and Mark Rogers. And Mark, you've got a favorite sponsor of ours, T&W Tires.
That's right. I want to give a shout out to T&W Tire, 25 North Council Road. That's a business that's been owned by the same family for 40 years, and they have locations all over the southwest part of the United States. So you might run into T&W Tire when you're outside of Oklahoma. from time to time, but we love the one that's at 25 North Council Road. It's more than just a tire store. If you have a company and you need tires for your fleet vehicles, they do a great job of taking care of you there. But your personal car, they can take care of that. If your check engine light comes on, they can run diagnostics for you. They can change your oil. They can tell you what's going on, and of course, they can get you some tires. So go see them at T&W Tire. They're homes of the T&W Tire Lock of the Week on the Sports Animal.
There you go, Lock of the Week, and been doing that for a while. And my Lock of the Week is the Thunder are still going to win the playoff with Denver Nuggets. That's my Lock of the Week.
I agree with you.
I don't know how many games it's going to be because it's got complicated this week, but I think they're going to win the deal.
Hey, one thing to point out real fast before we transition into some of the other NBA stuff is that the Nuggets they won 2 games last year in Minnesota on the road, and ended up eventually losing that series, which is kind of strange. I mean, so, this is only one of whatever potentially can be 5, 6, or 7 games. So it's important for Oklahoma City.
When you got Jokic on your team, you have a potential to win wherever he plays.
Yep.
Because he's that good. All right, let's talk about Eastern Conference, Western Conference, all the rest of the games. As we said, Pacers beat the Cavs the first game at Cleveland. Knicks beat Boston in Boston. And then you got Golden State, Minnesota, yet to even, to get too far into their series. So there's a lot of things going on in the NBA. It's exciting. I'm an NBA fanatic now, So let's talk Boston Knicks. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I think Boston, in Game 1, they had an incredible poor three-point shooting performance. They only attempted 1 2-point field goal in the third quarter. So I think that Boston is a good three-point shooting team. They're going to make them, and it's their philosophy to hit you with saturation on threes. And the Knicks were down in that game, and Jalen Brunson hit some big shots and came back. So I feel comfortable about the Celtics eventually advancing on. There's just not enough offense on the New York side.
It's kind of like the Thunder in Denver. I mean, the Knicks have a great player in Brunson and good role players, but I still think Boston, they're going to win it just because they have a better overall team. But at some point, Brunson's not going to be able to keep carrying the Knicks like he has for the last month of the season.
Boy, he's playing well, but he's playing with some confidence, but I like the Celtics.
And I can't believe that Derek White, wasn't able to get a better handle on him, but they run just kind of like Seth Curry. He runs off so many screens. Brunson runs off until he gets the ball, and then he starts making moves. And it's tough to stop one-on-one, no matter who you are, no matter how good the defense is.
He's a lot like Steph with a step-back three-point shot. I mean, he can get himself spaced to take a good look.
He plays, and it's not hard when you're only 5'9" to play bigger than you are, but Jalen Brunson does that. In an NBA that appreciates scoring, he is a scoring machine. Cavs, Pacers, what do you think in that one?
Well, I think the Cavs without Winston Garland, that is a problem. So he's a starting point guard for that team, and in Game 1, they just didn't get the looks that they're accustomed to. You had 2 guys take 50 shots out of 87 shots with Ty Jerome, who's replaced Garland in the lineup, and then Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell shut a lot of teams out of series, so he has to make baskets. Indiana went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. There's no reason they can't go back, even though Cleveland had a great regular season.
Well, and I like the Pacers. I like the way they play. I like the players. I like how they do it. I like Rick Carlisle. I mean, all of that. And I'd just soon see the Cavs off to the side if the Thunder are going to be advancing to the playoffs. All right, Golden State, Minnesota. Your thoughts on that one?
I think that the Wolves are really a versatile team. Golden State has the trio of Butler, Green, and Curry, which is as good of a three-man group as anybody out there, especially Steph Curry. Still at his age, he impacts games in such a variety of ways. I like Minnesota in the series, but I think Golden State will make it interesting.
I do too. I think Minnesota wins it. But here's my dilemma. Is Steph Curry is one of my favorite players. He plays on the same team with my most hated player of all time, and Draymond Green. So, I have a hard time. I like Steph to do well, but not at the expense of Draymond getting any kind of publicity or advancement or anything.
I hear you. That's a tough contradiction. Imagine how it is for Steph to have to be on the same team as Draymond. So I don't think he supports all of it.
Well, and then Draymond Green, the absolute lack of irony is Draymond Green called Dylan Brooks a dirty player.
Well, now he gets Rudy Gobert in this series, and there's a lot of history between the two of those.
I'd like to see both of them get kicked out of the series for the rest of the time. Anyway, hey, that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Oklahoma Sports Report. For Mark Rogers, I'm Rick Heath. We'll see you next time.